Hi, Oliver.
Hi, Christian. Hi. So it's the end of the week. Campaign week's been really hard. Doing the speeches, hustings at Duncan, Stratford, and Docklands here. And obviously, you guys have been, going around talking to people and everything. So why don't we take a walk and you can tell me what about, some of the issues that you face when you were talking to students?
Yeah, exactly. And I was going around here at uni talking to a lot of students in Stratford, in Duncan, in here in Dublin too. And a lot of students is wondering where their voice is, who's going to represent the students, because they don't feel like they have a voice here in UAL. Like what they say is not taken serious.
Okay.
And they're wondering what you as a president going to do about it.
Well, first thing first, I really believe that from my observation for being here for 3 years at the university, there's only a few students that are currently benefiting from the student union right now. So many people are coming across with so many complaints and issues, you don't know where to go, and the way I feel that there's no sort of sophisticated method of collecting, students' wants, students' desires, their needs. There's no way of managing, what they want to get from the union. So my first point, in terms of making a market research company available to do this is that when you enroll, and let's say when you're paying your fees, that is when a student union should contact you. They contact you to find out what you want, what your preferences are, and then before you come into school, we have time to look at all that information, look at what we have, and look at how we can sort of put that across. That is the only way that I feel that, the university will actually listen to the students and everyone will have a voice, So I think that's such an important point because that way, everybody's guaranteed a voice because, that everyone, is actually answering that question.
Exactly. Yeah, well, that's good, and the students have been wondering this, but the biggest question that the students have here on UEL that I've noticed is what's going to happen to the pubs, to the life, to the things that brings the students together. That's what everyone here is wondering right now.
A number of things. I've already spoken with the president of Brunel University, president of Greenwich, Queen Mary. They are all for us collaborating together and doing events together rather than just, individually as students. I also propose a very, very, comprehensive entertainment package where you not just have, DJs at the bar that are not known or what have you, to have comedians, dance, theatre, all kinds of things, and just to, make it more diversified. And also in terms of student interaction with clubs and societies, it's the main, I can't stress, 3 years at this university, the only way that I met people outside of my class was when I was part of a club and society.
Yes.
For example, with the radio station that we had. Like, I joined the radio station and met so many people. Again, not enough resources are being put into that because there's only one lady that handles all that, The one lady that handles all that, she, she can't cope with 22,000 students, So more resources need to be put into that. So as I said, with the universities coming together, with the entertainment package, and with the club and society, this uni will be transformed in 2010.
I hope so, because I'm an international student here too, and I'm not feeling that there's anything that brings us together at all. People come to the library to hang out, to meet new people, and I don't think that's right.
No.
There should be other places.
It has to be a study area, purely for the studies, So, what I'll recommend from that, there's so many rooms here that are available. Turn one of the rooms to a common room, put music in there, put a PlayStation 3 in there, put a computer in there, so that way people have their place to socialize, and people also have their place of to do their work, which will be here in the library. I wanted to ask, as far as the proposal for the car parking, what was your feedback when you were talking to students? What did they say about the car parking?
Oh, I've been talking to many students, and many students are saying that car park is one of the biggest issues here because they come to school, they take the train to school, they take the car to school and need to park their car, then they have to walk a long walk to school, and that's not right. They're saying that the car parks are going to the teachers.
Yeah. I mean,
they're very upset about this. Many students are really upset.
I mean, as it stands, the lecturers are the only ones who can park the car here, the lecturers and the staff. Sometimes, I walk around the campus and I see that there's space. Not every single space is being used at the same time. And as students, we deserve, car parking as well. Because at the end of the day, some of us may have difficulties commuting from where we are to where we're going. Some of us have parents. We have to go pick up our children from school and what have you. So a car is very, very important to us. I personally have had my car towed twice this year and twice last year, £250 each. That's £1,000.
Yes.
I'm not the only one. I've seen it many times. I parked up and I see the car come up to take the card. You know, I mean, there's enough on the other side of the library over there. I've seen an extra plot of land. Even if the university could lease that piece of land, you know, and say, look, and then maybe even charges for parking. I know there are a lot of students who will pay for that.
Yes.
Students come from all over the place. Far public transport isn't always reliable. Sometimes they want to stay in the library, work late hours, and then then they have to then they have to go home and have to worry about the train. All these are things that I will get up and I will really and truly fight the students for. And I really appreciate you guys and the rest of the campaign team that's been going out all week talking to students. I hope you met a lot of people as well while you was doing that.
We did.
Yeah.
Oliver, I need to ask you one thing that students also asking me about all the time. They are feeling that they're getting unfair marks, that they don't deserve. They're saying that if they leave the essay in 1 minute late because of a special reason, no one cares about that. What's up with that?
I mean,
what do you feel that you can do about that? Because students have been asking me.
This is a very difficult issue because an academic institution like this needs to be very well established and be very good with its marks. Sometimes you get students that do a poor essay and they moan about their marks. That's very important because some people do that. But at the same time, I've come across some very genuine students who put together a good essay. You have a strong argument, good referencing, good structure of bibliography, and then they get something like 39%. We all know it's a 40%, but they get 39%. Now, if the essay is really worth 39%, then they should get 39%. Okay? But at the same time, if it gets 39%, then the lecturer has to give good, clear, concise feedback as to why they got 39%. And also on top of that, they also need to tell the students how they can go about making the necessary improvements. There are a number of issues that I can't really get into in depth, but I believe there's a reason why they give bad marks, and that's something that I really want to fight for, to make sure that if they are given bad marks, then we need to know why and how the students can improve. There's also cases of unfair extenuations. I had a good friend of mine. Her name is Hiva. Unfortunately, her uncle passed away last year. Literally the day before the exam, I was at her place and I heard the news, and she had just a small part of the essay left to do. She would have had more than enough time, but I mean, in a situation like that, you will be very hysterical. And my condolences to her and her family. And she felt that there was extenuating circumstances for them, and they refused that. I mean, fair enough, it's wrong. It wasn't her mum and dad or anything like that, but it could have possibly been that her uncle's the one that raised her.
Of course,
so
it doesn't matter.
I mean, all these are factors that that you do need a strong union that's going to really stand up for the person and for the student to stand and fight for these things. But these things are unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. And I really, and I just really don't agree with them.
I have one more question for you, Oliver. Many students come and ask me, how do we know that this is going to happen? All of this that you say your president's going to do, we've heard it before, nothing happened. What do you, if I would ask you that question, what would you ask me?
The union definitely needs to review its way of marketing and getting a message across to the students, because can you imagine to this day, there are students who don't know who the current president is. There are students who never heard of the student union. I mean, I really do believe that communication is very ineffective within a union. And one thing that we couldn't even possibly do, one thing that I would try to do, I mean, I have mediums of advertising, which could be the computer screens, leaflets, posters, Facebook, YouTube, but we should really try and engage with the students that do marketing, for instance, right in the business school. Look at the things that they learn. Look at what marketing techniques that have been proved efficient, and let's utilize that. I think one thing that a lot of people are forgetting here is that the students are the shareholders of the union as well as the customers.
Exactly.
The students are the ones that are paying the fee, so we need to get out of this culture of being a student union who are basically just relaxed, not really doing much, and just just doing it for themselves, because I'm afraid that you're finding a lot of representatives that are just doing this so they can just put it on their CV, and at the same time you've got students that are suffering, and are paying a lot of money to be here, particularly the international students. I mean, luckily, we're within the EU, so we pay something like £3,000. The international students are paying like £9,000 a year. Can you imagine?
Yeah, and that's something. I talked to a guy yesterday, and I was telling him about you and what you're doing here, and he said, I will vote for him if you please help. The international students are crying out for help here.
What happens is, I don't know how to say this, but I've seen that within the union, people are not working together. People are working against each other. Like, there's so many disputes, and again, I'm not going to go into detail, but when those disputes are happening, it sort of has a knock-on effect on everybody else, on including the students. And one thing about me is I really do understand the art of compromise. Politics is the art of compromise, and you have to learn how to make sacrifices, work with people so that the students can overall benefit from all this.
Exactly.
So because you do have an international student officer,
Yeah.
but she might not get on with the current president. They might have disagreement. Because of the disagreement, nothing is happening.
Exactly.
It's because it's a personal, selfish thing, and the students suffer. But sometimes you have to know how to bite the bullet, bite your own ego, and just do it for the sake of the students. And that's clearly what I'm all about.
Thank you, Oliver. I hope we will see you as a president.
Definitely. Yep.
I just want to say
Okay.
Thank you,
very much
Oliver.
for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.